Picture this. You're not just fixing cars, you're living your passion every day. At Cox, you'll work on a diverse range of automobiles. Surrounded by a team of friendly, like-minded individuals, you'll enjoy great pay and benefits. Ready to make this a reality? At Cox, we're recruiting auto and diesel techs to join our Mannheim and Fleet Services teams. Learn, grow, and fine-tune your career as a technician at Cox. Find out more at cox.careers/autotech.
Yo, what's poppin'? You know what time it is. Your boy, Mr. J Hill Podcast. This is a special edition coming straight from the Trap City Museum. We mobile now, so before we even get to the interview, right?
Trap Music Museum.
Museum.
Trap
I'm sorry.
City
I get
Cafe
it.
next door.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's all right.
I combine the two.
It's
you know what I'm
all right.
saying? As you can see, T.I.'s in the
It works better
building.
when you say them both at the same time.
My God.
Trap Music Museum next to the Trap City Cafe.
You feel me? That's how we doing it.
It works better when you do it that way.
As you can see, the energy is already here. Nothing but good energy. We got T.I. in the building, DC Young Fly. We got VVSNSE in the building. Before we start the interview, I just want to say, give a special shout out to and a thank you to my guy, Warren, 404 Creators, mobile podcast production, here in Atlanta. So if you're trying to get your podcast going, he will come to you, right? If you're trying to go to somebody else, he will come to you, then go to them. So holler at him on Instagram, 404 Creators. My guy, Warren. The website, Warren?
Just 404 Creators on Instagram.
Yeah. 404 Creatives on Instagram. The link is in his bio.
That's a hell of a business model, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a business model. You know, that requires some vision.
Facts.
To understand that there is a need or a demand for people who come to this city and have an opportunity to do podcasts, but might not have all this shit together. So, you know, to recognize that need and feel that demand, that's entrepreneurship. You feel what I'm saying?
I was thinking it. He said it. I was like, oh, this ain't your shit.
Hey, it's cool. Hey, all the promo we can get. But look, I want to jump straight into it. We talking about being in the city, right, of Atlanta. Of course, the movie Partments. It drops when you see this. Yeah, when you see this, it'll be dropped. It'll be out, right?
Facts.
Yo, when you talk about the Partments, me not being from Atlanta, I hear it so much in the city, right? It got a super popular podcast named The Partments. We got Desi Banks always talking about my partner in the Partments, right? What is the Partments, and what does that mean to Atlanta?
It's a community.
Right.
It's a community. I mean, y'all got apartments in Baltimore.
Yeah, I got the projects for sure.
Yeah, project, apartment. Well, see, the projects is a little different.
Tell me the difference.
See, the projects is like, you know, we talk about that in the apartment, in the film. See, projects is, that is a government-owned building that is, you know, it allows people who live below the poverty line to stay there. You know what I mean? Apartments, you know, no matter how luxurious or how modest they may be, you still paying rent. You feel what I'm saying? Or unless you got Section 8 and you got a voucher. You know
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Right.
But the apartments are different from the projects, and the back streets different from the apartment. So, you know what I'm saying? There's levels of life in this community and, you know, levels of evolution of your experience that I think that we kind of touch on a lot of that. It's a little classism in it.
In the Partments?
Yeah. Because people in the apartment, you know, they feel like they doing a little better than the people in the project.
That's a fact.
And the people on the back street feel like they doing a little bit better than the people.
We always thought
but we all in the same ghetto.
Yeah. Same hood. You ain't got no yard, motherfucker.
Yo, it's crazy. We was just talking about you about to drop some music, right? And the only people who say they can't take it serious are the people that look like us.
Right.
And not even for looking at the people that's in the apartments, looking down on the people that's in the projects.
Right.
Let's talk about the people that's in the apartments looking down on people that's in the apartments. It's like
people that upstairs think they're better than the one downstairs.
Bro, I had the ones that coming up in the projects, like, and as a kid, I didn't understand the difference. I used to think that they did have it better than me, to be honest, right? When did you learn that, man? It's only the people that look like us or the people that come from the same places that
Just
talk
like
down on
OG
us.
said, we stay in the same neighborhood. Yeah, we got people that got, like, I'm from the back street, but I also grew up in the apartment. But I also understand what he said, the project, but I have a different perception that I feel like the project is the apartment because at the end of the day, that's what we consider our project. Cause we ain't have no project. Y'all call them the project, but we just call them the apartment.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying? So it kind of like the same thing, but me being on the back street, when I was going into the apartment, I knew it was a different type of feel because people was outside all day, every day. It was like a barbecue. Cause you know you in an apartment, so
Right,
you
in
really
the
ain't got nothing but to do but come outside. But when you in the back street, you could be in your yard and I could be in my yard, and they be like, "Fuck you, motherfucker."
Nah, facts.
We ain't never got to see each other.
Yeah.
So it was just a different feel every time I went into the apartment. It was like a more love foundation than what it was on the back street.
Vivi, I'm curious, what was your experience in the apartments when you was coming up?
It was like mixed. It was like when I was growing up, it was like the project people, meaning the government assist people and people who like in apartments. You know what I'm saying? So it was like people on the back street. Cause I lived on the back street too, like 63 Magnolia, that's in Vine City. That's where like my grandma's house was type shit. Like that's where I lived at. That's where I used to walk to Kennedy. So my growing up, it was hard. I ain't gonna lie, it was hard. That shit was hard.
Rough around.
Like, it was fun at school, but when we go home, that's when it got hard. Like when it got home for me.
Like hard, like what?
Lights off, like shit like that. Ain't got no food like that. Sometimes got to limit what you eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean by hard. So, like, school was an escape. Walking to school, walking to the same folks in the hood, go to the school.
When I say I heard somebody talking about, growing up poor, and these, and I know these people, and they happen to have hard-working family.
Right.
Lived in a house, modest house, but a house no less. Same house throughout their childhood. It had a car, father had a career. Mom was a stay-at-home mom. I'm like, poor. Wait a minute.
You really had a good life, my boy.
Having to divide the time when your gas would be on versus it would be off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, winter months, it's important to have the gas on for the heat. You know what I'm saying? But in the summer months, you don't need no heat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just put fill water up in the bowl, put the bowl in the microwave when you got to wash up in the morning. And the phone was a luxury.
Yeah.
To have a phone in the house. To say hello.
Cable was a luxury.
To say hello.
God.
Cable.
I lived in apartments. I go straight to the cable box, take it out of somebody's and
real?
right in mine.
See,
fine.
we got a neighborhood, so they ain't got cable, or the house next door got cable, so you can't steal 5, 6 houses from down.
See, that's how I don't think of it like it's in the projects, but like even with the gas and electric, if our electricity ever went off, we took the extension cords and we plugged it outside and just ran the extension cord into the crib.
Okay.
I mean, it's all type of struggles, man. Yo, speaking about the struggles in apartments, right? Again, I was just telling the team how like I never overlook where I'm at. Right. And I mean by like just sitting next to all three of you guys is like it's super dope and it means a lot coming from our city, right? But we talk about these struggles, how important is it for T.I., right? For you, for VVSNSE, for DC Young Fly to be able to relate these stories to somebody that's coming up in the same type of environments and they can hear these stories and be like, oh wow, I know that's what I went through. How important is that?
That's the beauty of it. I think that's the phenomenal part of being a storyteller. And it's even more beautiful when you're able to come together and utilize your relationships, combine your strengths with people that are like-minded, have similar experiences, and want to convey the messages to the world the same way that you do without anybody trying to stop or trying to influence how you say what you want to say to your fans, to your community. And I think that's us being able, or us having the tenacity and the ambition to say, man, we just gonna come together. We don't need nobody but each other. And we gonna get this done, and we gonna tell our story where we want to tell it, and we gonna speak to our people the way we know they'll be able to understand us. I think that's the beauty of it for me.
How important is that transparency for you?
I mean, just like how you said, man, we come from Atlanta. We come from the West. You feel me? Can't nobody tell us how we talk, how we move, how we walk, what we eat, what they think. I don't care. I sit here and tell anybody, if you ain't from the West Side, I can't sit here and tell you about the East Side because I ain't never hang. I graduated from a school that was on the East Side, but it was technically a part of the Atlanta district, so it was still Atlanta public school. I went to Korean, graduated from Korean. You dig what I'm saying? So it's when you speak of Atlanta, we are Atlanta.
Nah,
so who gonna sit here and say, nah, that ain't gonna fit? How you know?
Yeah.
See, me and DC, man, we done actually been in rooms together pitching ideas to major networks. You know what I'm saying? Like really pitching our ideas and trying to sell these people to let us do a TV show where he and I were to bring forth our communities type of comedy, and be authentic in our communication. And for us from the same community to sit and listen to people not from our community tell us what they think would work
in our
community. It just felt the way, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it motivated me to the point where I just was like, man, we got to do this shit ourselves. We got to find a way to do something. We might can't do this idea the way we presented this without, you know, some outside investment, but we can find something for us to do. But we can do it just us.
Yo, that's crazy that you asked that. Vivi, I want to ask you a question. Because you're an artist, right?
Correct.
You're an artist, and we talk about them gatekeepers, so to say. They try to hold you back, say what you can and can't do, right? You being an artist and you getting this opportunity to play have a big role in this movie. What does that mean to you?
You said having what?
Having a role in a movie, being an artist, when most people probably wouldn't even cast you.
Right. I ain't gonna lie. More than anything, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for Tip. I'm grateful for the opportunity from the piano guy. That's what I call him. Who put that together or whatever case may be. But I'm just, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, it's shocking for me too still. Like, I think it might hit tomorrow when it drops or whatever the case may be. But it's like, I just feel like it motivates people, like, to know, like, because a lot of people know where I came from, like, especially in the city of Atlanta. So I feel like it'll make people know, like, damn, she came from this, she can do it. I mean, I can do it, you know? So more than all, I feel like it's going to motivate people a lot.
No, that's super important. I'm glad you was able to say that, too.
But check this out. She didn't plan on, she wasn't, like, aspiring to be in no movie. Like, she was working in my studio, you know what I'm saying? And, of course, she got some of the dopest music you'll ever hear. She working in the studio, and at the same time, we working on the film. And as I'm writing and working on the film and seeing her every day, it kind of like, man, this is her. You know what I'm saying? As I'm writing and going through the scene with Rome and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, man, this is just like, it sounds like the same voice. You know what I mean? And I just said, hey, man, you ever thought about acting? Say, man, how you do that shit?
Oh, God.
And you know what I'm saying? I just gave it to her. She said, man, hell yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it. And, you know, I just kind of went over it with her and told her, like, you know, a lot of the obstacles it would be to overcome and a lot of the challenges and a lot of the sacrifices that it'll take. And she nailed it. She killed the shit.
So I was fortunate enough to watch it at the interview. I was to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Not the final edit, but the whole thing. And I don't know how much we can disclose or not, but I was just curious. Have you ever been that girl in the role that you played in Apartments? Or the guy pulling up?
I'm that girl right now. That's who I am for real.
Just
not like, I ain't gonna say that's like how I am for real, but like me and her have similar ways.
But you ain't that girl though. Like pulling up to the projects. I feel like all of my friends, we got that experience pulling up to the projects, about to go see this fine chick. But you gotta go to somebody else's hood, and niggas is asking you questions. That's why I said we can come whatever you need.
Nah, when I go to my hood, it's respect. This shit different. Yeah. Ain't gonna lie. When I pull up from Ashby to the Bluff. Yeah. Ashby to the Bluff. You know how
But have you ever been that girl where nigga had to come to your hood though?
I ain't lying.
She said the nigga came in the Bluff to see you.
Yeah, that's not from the Bluff.
He had to walk past goons.
Randy them, I think they cameraman them shit. I ain't
so she probably can't even relate.
Where I'm from is not the place you want to just pull up listen to somebody.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. That's a lot of hoods around the world. Like, you don't want to pull up to another.
We looking at every car crazy.
Oh God,
every car crazy. But that's a bad feeling though. To look at, like, you can't even relax.
Really, the worst feeling is the guy doing the pulling
everybody
up.
like him.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
The worst feeling is the guy doing the pulling up.
Right.
Yeah, like,
because he really might come out.
You gonna pull into somebody?
He really might come out, and what happened in the movie might really happen though.
But you want it bad, don't you?
Pull on up there and see what that shit talking about in the Partments.
Yo, DC. It's curious, not to get serious on it, but I seen you playing a few movies now.
Right.
I think Almost Christmas.
Right.
Too High.
Right. How High 2.
Right.
Right.
And mostly like predominantly black movies.
Right.
And we see you and you doing this production too, and you co-produce.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But most of them is like black movies. Do you ever be afraid of being put in that box? Because we hear so many actors talk about that.
I do auditions for them other movies too. I just got to keep going to work for my black people. It ain't just about doing it for black people. I'm black, nigga.
I think it's important to say that the people's interest for them other movies come from the success that comes from the influence that you display and convey by being in these movies.
That's a great
point. Have I branched out and broadened my range? Yeah. I done like 2-3 movies that you're gonna see me. I did a Western.
Okay then.
But get what though? What? Go ahead and lie. What you gonna say?
You ever seen go ahead, like, I don't know, it was a skit or something?
Yeah, go and lie.
I didn't watch the movie. I didn't watch the movie. I swear to, I was like, but I see something like that before. Like, you know, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, go ahead and lie. You know I'm not gonna lie. I don't have no reason to lie. Trust me.
No, but look, no.
Not gonna lie.
But check this out, right? I did a Western, but look how it still ended up being black because that's where we still come from.
Yeah.
Everything is originated from us, so at the end of the day, even what they doing is black shit.
No, I asked that because we see actors maybe turn down a lot of movies because they don't want to be put in that box.
Right.
So I was just wondering if like
No. It's always love, but then once you realize the game is different, it's always about stay working. Cause you be like, nah, I'm straight. Because like he said, we done pitch so much shit to other people that don't look like us. They like, nah, we straight. So what? Am I gonna settle down or simmer down what I'm doing to be like, you know what? Let me go do something for y'all community. Cause that mean I'm branching out. No.
Right.
I think we gotta do what we can till we can do what we want. You feel me?
Stay right there. About this, keep talking about them people like pitching them, and I'm not really giving us a fair shake. Even
them people here, but
whoever we pitching them to, whoever they is, right?
Imagine
whoever them people is, right? I feel like sometimes our greatest work, either music, stand-up comedy, it comes from like having a chip on your shoulder.
Right.
What was the chip or the motivation in writing this to make it so good and entertaining? Because I watched it, it was really funny.
Thank you.
For sure.
What I was saying is just like I said, sitting in rooms,
right,
trying to convince people to that we can do something we know we can do.
Right.
You know, and that it's going to work with people that we know what they want better than the people in the room. And
always remember this too though. They always watching what we doing.
Yeah.
So we bigger. It's always done cross whatever threshold that you think we need to go do in order for us to branch out. Hell no. Wildin' Out is one of the biggest TV shows that they got, but it might be promoted like that. But we know.
That's a fact. That's a ball.
I feel
That's
like
all
it
that
rivals.
matters.
I feel like Wildin' Out rivals Saturday Night Live. You know what I'm saying? For this generation, Wildin' Out is the Saturday Night Live of this generation.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fact. I mean, I don't even know. I don't never even remember watching Saturday Night Live. I remember Wildin' Out though,
You
for
ain't the
sure.
generation. You don't come from that generation. But
Right.
look at how many stars it's produced.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing
It's
for
the same
Wildin' Out
thing.
for this
Yeah.
generation.
It's
Look
a
how many
blueprint.
stars
Right.
it's
Yeah.
produced.
It ain't like we trying to be bigger than nobody. It's always competition. But if the blueprint is the blueprint and you follow the blueprint, and if you succeed, wasn't that the whole goal?
That's a fact. That's hard. Yo, speaking of Wildin' Out, we see Nick did a lot of collaboration. I think about your career. You never was like that old head rapper, that purist rapper that was like, man, nah, them young niggas ain't really doing it. You collaborated with a lot of young artists.
Of course.
Lil Baby, Young Thugs, just to name some huge ones. And now even doing this movie, we see you reaching back in your comedy bag, but reaching back to some of the younger comedians and actors and rising actors. How important is that collaboration when it comes to making art?
I mean, as an artist, man, it's always wonderful to align yourselves with people who are just as good as what they do as you are at what you do. So, you know, we all share different experiences.
Facts.
And so the way I would like to have input and share my experiences, I want to offer people who I think are deserving the same opportunity, and to be able to align yourself with people you really rock with.
I love that so much, bro. For real.
Yeah,
That's fire.
people you
Give him
really
a hug,
rock with.
motherfucker.
It's all
It's all
Nah,
right.
for real though, man. Niggas need to see that, bro.
It's love. I mean, I really, everybody who in the movie, people, I didn't do no casting call.
These are friends.
These are people.
Right.
These people I call
know.
on the phone and talk to and see. You know, whether at the comedy club, at the studio, at the Trap City, or wherever we at, man, we see each other and rock with each other. And every time we see each other, it's always, man, we got to do something. And man, what we gonna do? And I just answered the question. This what we gonna do. This what we doing.
Right.
And when I put it out there, everybody was like, I'm in. Everybody who I called and said, hey, man, except for one person, but that's all right. But mostly everybody who I called.
I didn't know who that one was.
I'm glad you asked this.
Everybody who I called, man, was like, yeah, I'm in, no problem. I'm in. I'm with it. And as I was writing it, and I move around in the city quite often, I'm very, very fluid in the city. You see me anywhere. And I run into people, and as I'm, me and Champ writing. And as I run into people, I just say, oh, you know what? Super J was always Nesto. As soon as I started writing for Super J role, I always saw Nesto, and it probably could have hat. He always wear that hat. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, shit, you know what? That man put that hat on, tie a blanket around. This is Super J. And I just seen it. Good Game. Good Game was always G-Mama. You know what I'm saying? Because of her voice, for one. You know what I mean? Good Game's voice to me.
She got a good game too.
She got a little series of, I guess you can call them snippets, a game she speak called Game Time. And that was kind of like when she called Taylor on the phone and said, purse first, ass last, make them pay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's Good Game.
Right.
That's how she, and I
That's
just
how she is in
heard
real
her.
life.
Yeah, that's how she is in real life. So I just heard her putting Game down, and that just kind of, so everybody who's in this movie, as I was writing it, I just saw them in this role. And everybody who I called said okay, except for one or two people.
You was about to say his name?
One or two people.
Nah, I'm thinking about a move for Good Game. I always had her in mind for some shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
That shit crazy.
DC plan in so many movies at this point, but I haven't experienced.
Hold up, Game Battle.
They vacuuming?
Hey,
Okay.
I appreciate the care for the production. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that shit gonna be crazy.
Hey, I appreciate
well,
it.
none of that gonna be good.
You having your fair share playing in some movies. How important is that to have a piece or a part of yourself when you playing in a movie like T.I. said everybody had in this movie?
You know what I'm saying? It's just an honor, first of all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up off OG. You know what I'm saying? And for us to have a relationship like we do, it just you got to cherish those type of relationships. You feel me? Just like how you said, when you call, I'm pulling up. You feel me? I was in the 6th grade. When the nigga album was on fire, I was out here scared to T.I., bro. You tripping? And for me to be able to call T.I. But just the thing though, how long he been running the game though. You feel me? And I'm one of those T.I. fans where I feel like he can out rap all these niggas. You feel me? It ain't just like, oh nah, I rock with him. Like, no, nigga, if we have a relationship how we do, I'll be one of them niggas outside talking some, man, I bet T.I. got rap, nigga, all these niggas. You feel me? So it's like, so when he be like, little bro, I need you, I'm like, I don't give a fuck what it is. They don't pull it up.
But outside of the relationship, how important is that as an actor to have a piece of you in the role, right? Does it make it easier?
I mean, you know, this is it's like it's an Atlanta story, so it wasn't challenging to be like, how can I conquer this? it was like, oh, you need a nigga to finesse a nigga? All right, hey, how? Let me tell you what's finna go down. You feel me? It was like, oh, that's exactly what we need.
Exactly.
So, but like you say, it's an Atlanta story. So if we come up with a scenario like, hey, bro, say for we in the store, you thinking about stealing. You stole it, but you put it back, but they still think you steal it. What an Atlanta nigga would be like, he gonna flip, knowing that nigga he caught you stealing, but you put it back. Can't have no change of heart, nigga. You still a robber, nigga. So it's like, how can Atlanta portray that, you know what I'm saying, convey that message to the world? And that's what we was trying to do when we was pitching. We were like, you know what? There's a story that need to be told for Atlanta, bro. Not only on no gangster shit, it's like there's a underlying story that needs to be told that is black excellence. Yeah, when you pass all these Partments, there's a unit of black excellence, black love, and a black appreciation. And how can that be told to the people who ain't from here? Because when everybody come here, they love it.
Yeah.
They stay.
Yeah.
But don't nobody want to tell the story on why.
A humanality.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are human beings. They find themselves in extraordinary situations, but they're very ordinary people, you know? And I think that, you know, everybody has a history. Every sinner has a future, and every saint has a past. You dig? I think that once we realize that and stop judging people because they seeing different than we seeing, you know what I mean? I think we begin to all come together and realize that, you know, we more alike than we are different.
Yeah, I know we rapping.
They used to call us country, but now everybody love to stay in the country.
Facts. Nah, it's a fact.
Moving
I know y'all got
starting
other,
lives down this bitch.
I know y'all got other interviews to go to, right? But like me, I would be doing my city a disservice if I didn't ask this, right? Coming up in a city like Baltimore, we always say, everybody clearly see what's special about Atlanta. They always be like, especially in the music industry, they be like, man, we got to be more like Atlanta. Right? T.I., you being from here and being a legend that you are, you staying your entire life here, and you always giving back, being in the community and the culture. How does a city like a Baltimore or a city that might not get this spotlight like Atlanta become there? How have you seen Atlanta matriculate into the place that it is now?
Unity. Just sticking together. And I feel like that about any city. I feel like that about it really. Okay, so 99% of the problems that we have as black people, not just Atlanta, not just Baltimore, not just New York, not just Cali, as black people, 99% of the problem we have could be solved simply by us sticking together.
Facts.
Oh man, y'all heard it first right here, man.
And lack of knowledge.
How do we get knowledge if we don't know though?
But this is the thing
What
though.
you mean?
Like I was just in DC, right? People gotta want to know. It's always a desire to want to know.
This is a fact.
People have a lot of desire to want to know the fuck shit and the flaws about you and all that extra shit, just so they can feel a little bit better about themselves on where they put you at on the level of, oh, I'm better than you because nigga, you a fucked up person. No, everybody going through something.
Right.
It's just like DC got this big old mogul thing, because at first they used to be called Chocolate City, which means that was the city where all black people used to go. They got go-go music.
Yep.
If you don't know what go-go music do for DC, you won't ever really understand. No words,
I just
no
caught
nothing.
groove just thinking about it.
No words, no nothing. Let the band play. Everybody up, dancing on their feet. This is how we used to be.
Yeah.
So if we take a little bit of that and implement it into our lifestyle.
Yeah.
We from Tennessee, we from Atlanta, but we take a little bit of that. So it's like wherever everybody does, there is a level of comfort of growing and how people unify. We just have to take a little bit of that and implement it into our lives, and we'll know each other a little bit better.
Before we stop, man, I don't want to run your show for you, but before we stop, I just got to remind people, this is a completely independent film.
Facts.
For us, by us. We ain't get no money, no investment from nobody.
No cap.
We ain't attached to no major platform. We ain't, ain't no big networks or movie studio behind us.
Nope.
It's just us.
It's us,
You
my
feel what
boy.
I'm saying? Ain't nobody this is what you see, what you get.
Facts.
So, you have opportunity to support us simply by going to our website, departments.film.
Department.film.
DAPARTMENTS.film.
Go get it.
Go and
Fact.
get it, and you can buy. You can rent for $4.99. Or you can buy the whole thing for $9.99. So we selling nicks and dimes.
Facts.
You feel
Facts.
me?
No
For
cap.
all this time, still
No
selling
cap.
nicks and dimes. You feel
No
me? So
cap.
come on and put down on our pimping for once. You feel me?
Facts, that's hard.
Support the real ones. Y'all gotta support the real ones.
Give me some.
Nah, man, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Hopefully we
on.
sit down some more. This is
Facts.
definitely a great
Absolutely.
conversation, man. Wishing
No cap.
all of y'all nothing but success, man.
Y'all record
Thank
one.
you so much for having us.
Of course,
Man,
anytime,
I
man.
appreciate you, man. And
J
you know,
Hill.
when you hear VV drop song, you should probably go get it, man. It's gonna be dope.
No cap.
You hear DC drop song, Hey man, you know, just get your lady somewhere, light a candle, and listen to
I'm
it.
trying to tell you.
Yeah. Just don't be too close though, because he might take her. I'm just
I'm
saying.
trying to tell you.
Yo.
Love and
She was
respect.
like, that's him?
Nah, Vivi, I definitely I love to come up, Vivi. I wanna
It's
you could
a
come on the show whenever you have time. Same with you, DC, bro.
no
I
more.
Okay,
appreciate
thank you
y'all,
so
man.
much.
T, I
Love
appreciate
and
you.
respect.
Already.
You feel
The
me?
Partments
Go
is
get that
out now.
movie, especially if you from the
J-Hill
West End.
Podcast Rally. Yo.